I started to realize that, in a strange way, I was almost enjoying all of this. When I parked haphazardly near my building, I quickly ran into my apartment and locked all the doors and windows. My arsenal of weapons and supplies no longer seemed so ridiculous. I began preparing for the fact that life would never be the same again. I checked my food and my water supplies, calculating that I had enough to last for about a month. I also inspected my weapons, including a machete, a rifle, and a Glock 17, making sure they were ready to use. I decided I couldn't just sit idly by and wait for something to happen. I needed to step out and assess the scale of what was going on. Perhaps loot a grocery store or pharmacy while it was still possible. But trembling hands, shortness of breath, and overwhelming fear kept me inside. I acted completely differently from how I'd imagined. All these fantasies and plans of what I'd do when the apocalypse started didn't prepare me for reality. I tried to turn my home into a fortress, sealing half of the windows. I used tools to create the barrier with the wooden boards. Even though I live on the second floor, I didn't know how high they could climb. Besides, there was another danger. People. I knew that facing a zombie up close would be a tough battle, but I mentally prepared myself to fight to the end. Time would tell what this new world had in store for me. I turned on the TV to watch the news. The situation in the city was catastrophic. The zombie outbreak seemed to have reached every corner. Authorities urged people to stay home and only go outside in cases of extreme necessity. Some parts of the city were declared quarantine zones, with entry and exit prohibited. I was shocked at how quickly everything had spiraled out of the control and how hopeless the situation seemed. I began planning my next steps. Ensuring my safety and finding ways to survive were top priorities. Nervously, I checked my food supplies again, organizing everything day by day. I knew I had to act fast before resources ran out entirely. I decided to stay in my apartment, but also sought alternative ways to stay connected to the outside world while the internet was still up. Despite the chaos, I held onto a glimmer of hope for a better future. I continued researching survival strategies online. Though most people in the live chats were simply crying for help. "Please, the police aren't answering," and just typed their addresses. I could